We rise with a purpose, shine through the night. Voices of courage, lifting the light. Step into your moment, let your spirit fly. We are the voices that reach for the sky.
Welcome to Voices of Purpose, a podcast that shines a light on the quiet heroes, passionate change makers, and the everyday people answering the call to make a difference.
Here we explore the stories behind the mission, the why that drives the work, and celebrate the power of purpose in action.
Hello, I'm Chris Wooters.
And I'm Chris Hibbert. We're the hosts of your show for today.
Now a special Memorial Day Voices of Purpose featuring Joe Gaffigan.
Have you come on here? We're going to ask you a few questions. I know that all the things that I have been able to work with you, you've been a really mentor to me. And knowing that your voice has been so great in this community and where we're at. Today, we're actually out here celebrating Memorial Day. And we just got down during the Memorial Day parade. And I want you to just give me a little bit of feedback as far as like what Memorial Day means to you and how that purpose has really driven you in your path forward.
Okay, it means a lot to me because I was one of 4 boys, and I was the youngest of the 4. And I had health issues, which required surgery and that sort of thing. And because of that, my mother had to get back to work and earn money to pay my bills. So my brother, Robert Michael Gaffigan, Bob, who was the 3rd youngest, he was my protector. He was the one that just watched over me, took care of me, protected me. And I'll never forget one time coming home from school, in middle school, 6th grade, and there was an 8th grader who was bullying myself and my friends. And my brother Bob, I just learned to drive, and I went up the road, saw what was going on, stopped his car, got up, and walked back to this kid and just pushed him down the street and says, "How do you like it? There's always someone bigger and better. How do you like it? You like this?" And needless to say, this kid never did that. But he was a special person, caring person, spiritual person. He once told me if anything ever happened to him, don't worry, because he believed very much that this wasn't the end. But he joined the Marines in 1970, and later that year went to Vietnam and was killed in Vietnam. And I have never gotten over it. Loved him so much. Reason I just stated, and will always honor him any way I can until we're together again, which I believe we will. If you'd known him, you would have been impressed. Got married to the greatest lady in the way, Eileen, and we had one son. Yes, we named him Robert Michael Gaffigan. And then he's gotten married, had 4 children. One of them is Robert Michael Gaffigan Jr. I will always honor that name for the sacrifice he gave, and all the great human beings I've ever known and loved. Anyone outranks my brother Bob.
I know one of the hardest things when we're dealing with Memorial Day and actually talking about Memorial Day is not everyone understands Memorial Day, what it is. And part of that has to be even harder for you, knowing that Memorial Day means so much more to you.
It's not a celebration. It's a recognition of the ultimate sacrifice. Someone gave their lives in defense of freedom, our freedom, every one of ours. You have Veterans Day, which is for those everyone could serve. That's fantastic. But this is to remember those who were killed.
Never
Died,
came home.
never came home. And I'll never forget the day when I came home from school. And I get to the house. My parents were there crying. As soon as I walked in and saw them crying, I knew. They told me Bobby was killed. And one of them came up and took my books away from me. And I stood there stunned. It was so hard to believe. And you deal with it going through it, but you never forget. Never.
Never want to forget. And
Don't forget.
don't forget.
Because he was truly find him a great brother, loving person, and for him to have done that, and it was the way he died. Doesn't really matter. We lost him. Son.
And a lot of it, there's somebody that's gone through the same thing. We've lost way too many. And they have a hard time going forward. And I see one thing I look at you for is, all the things you've gone through, you get stopped, and you've actually turned the pain into a purpose to go forward.
That's because this is not the end. This life we're in is, I'd say, is some sort of weird heat camp for what's to come. I say it because I had a personal experience. I was born with a child defect, and it was so serious that if it had not been corrected, I would not have made it to my teens. So in 1959, I was operated on. Major surgery, heart surgery. And while I was on that table, I passed briefly. I was somewhere else. I will tell you, it was someplace that's magnificent. Bright beam of light reached out to me. It was loving, warm, safe. I didn't want to leave. But my time wasn't. My job wasn't done, so I was sent back. So I know that I will see them again. And all your lost loved ones, you're going to see them. But when you do, it's going to be a celebration. And there's so much laughter again, so much good times. We need to believe. And those who are on the fence about believing, you need to revisit that.
When someone that's going through a lot of tragedy and stuff like this, and that's dealing with loss, how would you tell them to be able to maybe take that, as you have them a year gone through, you've been district governor, you've helped out people there, you've been on the international director board for Lions Club International, you've done so much, and you've mentored so many people along the way, and you've definitely turned that thing that's happened to you into a purpose. I've seen it. I see it all the time. What do you tell someone that's, in that moment to be able to get through it, to be able to push through it?
Well, I retired and I became a funeral assistant. I entered all these, children are vital. And what I tell the family is, we need to put in, this is not all it is. We're all going to be up there, whether we're cremated or buried or whatever. We're all going to go through that. The question is that all? And that's not. Trust me, what I saw was real. So what you should do is live the best life you can live. Be as good as you can. Don't be judgmental. Don't be prejudiced, racist. All the things. Those are not attributes. You need to be the best person you can be. If you are,
Kindness matters, right?
kindness matters. If you do that, heart, compassion, you're going to be okay. You got some wonderful times of it. But believe. Without that belief.
And it's not going to mean that everything we do is going to have silver lining. It's not going to be rainbows, and
everybody makes mistakes. Everybody sins. Everybody, but are you trying the best you can to learn from it and be a better person? Be the best you can be. Everything. Fall short, then get up, go forward, and try to be better than that next day.
Well, how's that changed the way you serve as a Lion?
Change. It's defined.
Defined who you are.
Defined who I am. It's not about title. It's not about what you've done. It's not about getting recognized and passing it back. It's what's the next project? Who else can you help? It's about helping others.
So not just helping, serving, and doing what we can, empowering, but everything I've known about you has been always helping me empower others and to do more. And I really look up to that.
I I want everybody who sees this. Why aren't you in a Lions Club? This is not what this is about. But becoming a Lion was the greatest thing I ever did because the people I met served at top levels, seeing the power of compassion, of helping people in need. There's nothing like it. So reach out to the Real Fit Club, reach out to someone you know, reach out to Chris, or just go to lionsclubs.org and hit the website and say, I'd like to learn more. There's nothing like seeing the impact of being a Lion.
Yeah.
When I first joined, I think Suburban Lions Club, Glendale, Maryland. I wasn't really young. I was 25, 26, and I was club of, it was, all older, frankly, Caucasian members. And there were certain things that they would do. They're great leaders. That's fine. But I wasn't sure I wanted to stay in a club. So my mentor was John Platt, who had become a district governor, had been district governor just before I joined. And he told me, I said, why'd you decide to stay? So he told me his impact story. His impact story was that we, first year, he had been on a waiting list. I mean, a waiting list to be a volunteer?
We wish we had that this day.
No, we need you. We need you now. No waiting. He finally became a member, and they put him on the Health and Welfare Committee. And he got a call from the chairman of that committee, Bradley, who was admitted as a Lion. So, Norm, we have a young family who lives nearby. So, a little girl who needs some special prescription eyeglasses because she really can't see without them. If the family can't afford it, the club's going to help her. Can you pick her up and take her to the ophthalmologist? And he said, I'm working full time. Can't someone else do this? Because I've got a full-time job. The chairman said, yes, someone else could, but we thought you'd want to see what it means to be a Lion. I said, all right. And as I called him, Mr. Grumpy takes the information down as to where he's going. So he leaves his office, goes nearby, knocks on the door. Door opens, young parents greet him warmly, and they introduce him to this little 5-year-old girl. Got the ugly glasses that, cosmetic glasses you can't see out. So he has to hold his hand out for her to grab out, and he leads her to the car. He's in the car, and from the car into the ophthalmologist's office, helps her up in the chair, they do all the measurements. Gets down, and the ophthalmologist says, we will call your chairman a week or 10 days when the glasses are ready. With her hand, takes her back to the car, and then from the car back to the house. Returns her to his parents as he starts to turn to leave. He turns around, runs up, and grabs her arm. So, a week or 10 days later, he gets the call, Norm, the glasses are ready for this. Where you took? Can you take her to get them, or are you too busy? Oh no.
Amazing how much it changes, right?
Be glad to. Get in the car, goes over, gets the greeting. You're by the hand to the car from the car, and ophthalmologist puts her up. They put her up in a chair. The ophthalmologist settles her down, takes those glasses that usually throws them in the trash, puts the new glasses on his face, and he sees she gets down, and Norm pulls out. I held out my hand, and she said, I don't need to hold your hand anymore, Mr. Philo. I can see. That's why I decided, I think I'm the right place. So what can you do? It's not what you have to do. What you'd like to do for the time you have, we'll take it. You define what you can do. You can do it out, but bring us new ideas too. And it's open. If you care about your community, are you 18 years old or older? Legal. Are you 13 years older? You care? Doctors. You're on the team of compassion because there's no power greater than compassion.
So we don't need anybody to save the world. We just need them to help out one thing at a time.
No one, that's our who challenged us was Helen Keller in 1925 to become Knights of the Blind. We could become so much more than that's between vision, hearing, disaster, diabetes, childhood cancer, environmental issues, mental health issues. It's do we need help in the community? We're going to be there.
Where there's a need, there's a line.
Where there is a need, there's one. Make your mark.
That's awesome. Well, like I said, I know that you've done so much, and through your story, and so great to me. So I want to make sure we get this out there. One thing's on Voices of Purpose. We know that voices have power. You know, we need to make sure that we get our voices out there, you know, to the world. So,
Thank you. And you've done a magnificent job.
is there anything else you want to leave anybody with?
Don't just listen to this and then say that was nice and then go to bed. Go to lionsclub.org or talk to a local lion. And have an impact. There's nothing greater in life than when the time comes that you have to account for yourself. It's not going to be what title you had, how much money you've made, or how supreme you think you are. It's going to be, what did I do to help those in me? How did I help?
And the other thing we talked about a second ago is it doesn't have to mean you have to be a member right away. It's just, how can you help others? How can you help your community? And how do we partner with each other, you know?
And the membership could be, I'm interested, but you can almost define your terms. I can help this way or that way. I want to do this or that. Just reach out to us.
We always need more people, right?
We'll never be able to do everything, but we can do something. And the more people we have, the more we can do. There's no better definition than that.
Awesome.
You care, you want to help your community, be a lion.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for joining. We're here at with all our other lions. We stepped down to the Memorial Day Parade. So hopefully it'll be this next weekend. Is actually June 1st is LCIF telethon. You know, so we actually have quite a bit of lions from this area that are going to be on this telethon that have gone across multiple areas. We have B-Joy is actually here. He came with us India last year, right? So he came with us last year. Yeah.
We are in 200 plus countries, all continents. There's no greater humanitarian organization. There's none.
There is none.
And we are humanitarian. We're not political.
Yep.
We're not social. We're not fraternal. This isn't belly up to the bar and have a drink. It's
Get down. Let's get
what
more
can
done.
we do to help people?
Get the work
Whether
done.
it's your next door neighbor or someplace halfway around the world, or all the way across the world.
Yep.
But we can improve life. That's what we do. Is there a better mission?
I don't think so. Mission statement says it all, right?
That's
Powering others. I mean, when it comes down to mission statement, powering others and promoting peace throughout the world is can't beat that. You really
Right.
can't. There's not much better than out there.
That's right.
Thank you, Joe. Be my first in person.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you guys soon.
And that's just one story. Join us on June 1st as we tell the story of how LCIF is changing lives in every corner of the world. Real people, real service, real change. Be a part of something global. Sign up today to get your personalized link delivered in your time zone and your language at lionsvirtual.org. Because together, we're not just telling stories, we're making them happen.
Thank you for joining us on Voices of Purpose. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or sparked a thought, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, live it, let it drive purpose in your own life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay inspired, and keep using your voice for good.